Today I'll be covering the IRS stimulus checks that are coming out this week. I'll give an update from the IRS on tax refunds and also cover the potential for stimulus check. A lot has changed in recent days for the next stimulus package and the infrastructure package. And Democrats may be forced by law to combine the two or break them up and spread out the programs over multiple years. I'll also talk to you about what's going on in Washington, D.C., as members of Congress are now back from vacation. Hello and welcome to today's June 7th Daily News Report, as well as ongoing stimulus check, package information, update video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. It's so good to be with you again. I hope you had a great weekend. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, so I can keep you up to date on what's going on in the economy, Washington, D.C. stimulus programs, and much, much more. Alright. Now, remember, if you see this face asking you to text about money, taxes, or investing, that is a scammer. Don't fall for it, please. Also, Casey and I are doing a subscriber appreciation giveaway. I'll make sure to leave a link below, but we're giving away over $2,000 in prizes and cash. So definitely make sure to go look at the details of that and get signed up. That will end on the 15th. Okay. Alright. Now, glad so many of you enjoyed my unbelievable news story from Sunday afternoon. The story that shocked you guys the most was the man who had the wrong leg amputated. At the end of this video, I'll put a link so you can go watch the other 4 stories. Alright. Now the IRS has said that they are starting to make more traction with the 2020 tax returns. Now that, stimulus checks have, for the most part, been delivered to the American people, the biggest hang-up has been stimulus checks, being understaffed at the IRS and actual filing errors by those filing tax returns. If your return has an error in IT will be slowed down. If there are no errors, the IRS has announced that their average turnaround time is about 21 days right now. I know many in the community would benefit from getting your IRS tax refund. So I hope that money comes to you very, very quickly. The IRS also said that this Wednesday more IRS checks for those that overpaid on the first $10,200 of unemployment will be direct deposited into accounts. Paper checks are also simultaneously going out via the post office. Now, according to the IRS, 2.8 million checks will be arriving in people's accounts or mailboxes this week. Lawmakers will be back in D.C. this week. After being on vacation, a lot has changed since they went on break. The Congressional Budget Office told Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York that the third budget reconciliation vote that he had planned on was not lawful. Up until this point, Democrats have been working with Republicans on trying to find common ground. However, they had 2 ACES in their back pocket, both named budget reconciliation. However, with one of those ACES taken back, Democrats will have to decide whether to try to compromise, completely change their bill, or push through one massive infrastructure/stimulus bill all at once. If they only have one vote, now Democrats are hoping to avoid that, because they want to be able to include in the next stimulus package free childcare, free community college, student loan forgiveness of fourth stimulus check, change in age to Medicare and Medicaid and WHO qualifies. Also increased coverage for dental, vision and hearing. All of this is hoped to be pushed into what is called the American Families Plan. So again, this is a big shakeup. I've been covering this for weeks. And now with this one change from the Congressional Budget Office, everything has changed. So a lot's going to be coming out this week. Alright now, by the way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. I really appreciate that. Last week you gave one of my videos over 35,000 likes. That helps me so much with YouTube, and I hope you guys enjoy the way I bring you the news. Alright. Now, over the weekend, the White House announced that negotiations between President Biden and Senator Capito of West Virginia have fallen apart. The two have been meeting one-on-one and have had several meetings over the last 2 weeks and are reported to have another meeting scheduled for today. So for some reason, Biden and Senator Capito are trying to go at this alone. And that could be the fact that last year was a total mess with Pelosi and Schumer and Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin and McConnell. So it's just the two of them at this point trying to negotiate. Now, one area of focus was how to pay for the infrastructure bill and the next stimulus bill. Biden said he is willing to compromise now on raising taxes on large companies. But we'd like to see a minimum floor so that no company is paying zero tax over the weekend. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen got leaders of the G7 summit to agree to having their countries implement a 15% minimum corporate tax. This means companies like Amazon that pay no tax will be paying tax. If IT passes, being untaxed has allowed Amazon and other companies to grow to monopoly-like size businesses, while mom and pop shops and other small businesses that employ over half of Americans have had to pay taxes. So it's a very uncompetitive, unfair, playing field. And so they're trying to make that fair by implementing that minimum tax versus raising the tax. So again, they may end up raising the tax. They may end up leaving IT alone. Lots of WHOs going to be coming out about that. Now, Leah Greenberg, a co-founder of the liberal organization Indivisible, said she agrees with progressive Democrats that it is now time to bypass Republicans altogether. She said, "We've seen this dynamic over and over again where Democrats are effectively negotiating with themselves, watering down their own package, not in exchange for votes, but in exchange for the hope of keeping negotiations going. The inevitable result is that what passes is weaker and less popular than what would have passed and gotten bigger and bolder to begin with." So essentially Ms. Greenberg believes that at this point, Democrats are running around in circles, negotiating with their own plan, watering down their own plan. It's not the Republicans that are interfering. It's the Democrats themselves. Now again, she is telling her Democrat Party members it's time to move on and to move forward. However, others are saying by leaving Republicans out of every bill, IT will alienate tens of millions of Americans. President Biden's promise to be a president for everyone could cost Democrats the 2022 election based on large spending bill without support from half of the country. Now lots of information again will be coming out of Washington to get. See this week on how they plan to move forward. This week, the 80 members of Congress that have been pushing for a fourth stimulus check, will have the opportunity to try to get that included. Depending on which route Democrats want to go, they'll also have an opportunity to include their other spending projects and their pet projects. Okay. Now, Ellen Scales of Sunrise Movement said the amount being spent won't matter down the road. The only thing that will matter is did Biden create millions of good jobs? I don't know if I agree with her completely. I do think that jobs is the name of the game, but, spending too much money could also hurt a political party. Alright. Now, Congressman Tim Ryan said the only way to get our economy back up and running is to pass the Social Infrastructure Bill or the American Families Plan. This will give people the resources and confidence to get back to work. Representative Ryan was one of the first to sign on for a fourth stimulus check and believes that a one-time $2,000 stimulus check would get the job done. He believes one more check would help people get back on their feet. He also wants to see free childcare or supplemented childcare, which will help, parents with children, go out and earn an income and a living. Without having to spend all of that money on childcare, Vice President Kamala Harris will be making her way down to Guatemala. She was tasked with handling the border crisis. About 2 months ago, many have criticized her for the fact that she has not visited the border. However, Vice President Harris believes the biggest problem isn't Mexico, but Guatemala. So IT will be her first international stop as vice president. The scientists that first pointed out to Dr. Fauci that CV-19 could be human engineered has taken down over 5,000 tweets from Twitter. Since his name has come out in the public with the release of the Fauci emails yesterday, he took down his entire Twitter account and now refuses to field phone calls, when IT comes to CV. IT feels like we've moved from living in the Twilight Zone to now living in an episode of The X-Files where we're all hoping the truth will come out. Right. Alright. In political news, Democrats are trying to pass a bill named H.R. 1, which seeks to have the elections handled on a federal level instead of state by state. The bill passed in the House, but is receiving significant pushback from all Republicans and a few Democrats. Once again, Joe Manchin said he won't vote to get rid of the filibuster and he won't vote to pass H.R. 1. Manchin said he believes Republicans should be on board or the power to govern elections should remain with the states like the Founding Fathers designed. Later this week, I'll be sharing another stock with my community that I've been researching. This one is a dividend-paying stock, but also has good upside potential. It's also a 100% US-based firm, and analysts have given IT a very positive review and say that it is a good buy. So keep your eyes open for that video to come out. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more with you before you go. Make sure to go sign up to be one of the winners of over $2,000 in prizes and cash. And before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I appreciate you being in my community. Go check out the video from Sunday, or if you want to learn about a money video, check out this one. Hey, I appreciate you being in my community and I'll see you on the next video.
Cảm ơn này. Tôi đi.